It's Chase to the Checkered, featuring the NASCAR Winston Racing Series from Jennerstown Speedway. Chase to the Checkered is brought to you by Pizza Hut. Hit the Hut for new Meat Lovers Pizza.
Hello, everyone, and welcome again to Chase to the Checkered. We're back with our third racing program of the season. We've had 3 rainouts today. Lots of... Mike, what are you doing?
I'm celebrating Jennerstown Speedway's 25th silver anniversary show. And on today's show, we'll see this June 6th silver anniversary celebration with the Giant Auto Parts Pure Later Late models, AC Dalco Pro Stocks, Valvoline Street Stocks, and Steel Pure Stocks. And Steve, the fans here are really fired up at the $2 admission here tonight. And we're going to have fireworks, not this stuff, but we're going to have real fireworks. We're going to have mime circus, jugglers, and even clowns.
Like you?
Well, Steve, I'm just a jester looking for a court.
That's an understatement. But on a more serious note, we have Steve Pellis back with us again tonight. First time back racing since a serious accident at Motordrome, June 30th of last year. Steve's back from what many thought would be a career-threatening back injury. Says he's going to have fun tonight, and I'm sure everybody is going to have fun at our 25th anniversary.
You bet, and we'll have feature race highlights with our 4-division NASCAR Winston Racing Series excitement right after these messages.
Believe it or not, you can get a Pizza Hut pizza free. Just purchase any large Pizza Hut specialty pizza at regular price and get a medium pepperoni pizza free. It's our unbelievable pepperoni pizza deal. Buy any large specialty pizza, including our new and improved pepperoni lovers or meat lovers pizzas with 25% more meat toppings and get a medium pepperoni pizza free. Sound unbelievable? Hurry into Pizza Hut today for your free medium pepperoni pizza, because eating is believing.
Just because Steel builds some of the most dependable chainsaws in the world, a lot of people think that's all we do. But all across the country, from the firehouse to the farmhouse, from ballparks to backyards, more and more homeowners and professionals have discovered that Steel power tools stand out in any field. Visit your local Steel dealer today and find out why. You may be in for a powerful surprise. If you depend on power tools, depend on Steel.
There's lots of great reasons to get your auto parts at Giant Auto Parts. Huge selection, friendly, knowledgeable service,
Hi, may I help you?
and everyday low prices. But here's the best part. Giant has the best parts. Giant carries a full line of quality Pure Later oil and air filters for almost any car, foreign or domestic, at great everyday low prices. So get to the best part at Giant Auto Parts. There's a Giant Auto Parts near you.
Welcome back to the show. There's the 00 Steve Pellis, who you alluded to at the intro of the show, Steve. Almost a year's absence from the pavement, returning after that bad accident in the Giant Auto Parts Pure Later Late Model Division. Before we go into highlighting this race event from our 25th anniversary celebration, we have a chance to look at this. The folks doing a wave at Jennerstown, over 10,000 strong.
We told everybody when they came in we were going to give them a chance to wave the mom and dad or brother and sister back home. We didn't really tell them how, but there they go with one big, massive wave.
Now, wait a minute. When we took it on the way back, I'm trying to find somebody here for a minute, Steve. Wait a minute. I think, oh, my wife's in here somewhere, but
Right there, right there.
No, in Section G. Oh, I missed it. Oh, well. We're going to go back to the race here for the Giant Auto Parts Pure Later Late models. 35-lap feature event. There they are on the racing surface, and there's a look at the first 3 rows.
And we have Bob Sybil on the pole with the 8-year-old Blake Husted also in the front lane. But don't look now, just behind them in row 4, Rick Miller, and back in row 5, Charlie Cragen on a roll.
The field out of 4 looked real good coming up to green flag conditions, but we had problems. The 91 of Chuck Kessler slows down. There's the black car coming in right there, and it causes repercussions through the back of the field. Imler hits the inside retaining wall, and off to the right, Dave Wade's machine and Gary Gellner. Now, here's another replay of this, Steve. Watch it again. The cars come up real clean here, but I don't know what happened to Kessler's car. Maybe missed a shift or something. But see the reaction time behind him? Everybody trying to slow down. And running out of time is the 87 machine of Ken Imler Jr. And off to the left here, Gellner hard into the wall, Wade with minimal damage to his machine.
Unfortunately for all the drivers involved, this is not the way to start off the 25th anniversary. There we see Gary Gellner on the hook. If there ever was a hard luck year for any racer, Gary Gellner is having problems this year.
Such an unfortunate break for the Wheeling, West Virginia driver. Now we're going to go back to a complete restart, double foul. We come up to green flag racing under starter Ron Bruck's flag stand, and we go into turns 1 and 2. It's side by side with that first row of the 63 of Bob Zibla and the Unimars number 1 of Blake Husted.
It would be nice to know exactly how many years' experience those two drivers have running side by side.
Incredible. There's at least, I'd say, 60 to 70 years between both of them.
And right behind him, some more experience, maybe not quite as much, but definitely a hard charge coming up from Barry Audi and Galt in the Orange Blossom Special.
Civil having problems down on the low side, and Galt will go around him to make the pass for third place position. Now we're going to move on in this event to lap 7. Here we are in turns 1 and 2, and it is the battle for the second place position. Look at Galt dive for the low side of Audi's machine.
And as they head into turns 3 and 4, Glenn Galt, staying on the low side, asserts himself and takes the number 2 spot off Barry Audi. Steve Pellis also has designs on Barry, but Barry says no way and shuts the door down the front straight. Now we're going to jump ahead to lap 15. We had a caution as Bobby Henry found the inside retaining wall in his backup car. And we'll take a look at the leaderboard here and show you the top 5 positions as we pick up the action on a restart on lap 15.
We have a development here. We go back to green flag racing among these top 5 automobiles. Let's go to that live call.
Down into turns 1 and 2. Clay Houston hangs on to it. Glenn Galt tries to make the mid to the low side. Cannot do it. Down the back straightaway. Here comes Steve Pellis. 2 battles going on. Look at this battle for the lead, race fans. Glenn Galt tries the low side. Cannot make the move.
And as most of the drivers in the late model division at Jennerstown will tell you, Clay Houston, one of the toughest drivers to pass. We're going to jump ahead now to lap 22 in the event. And look here, Glenn Galt, he's trying again. Same scenario just behind the bumper of Clay Houston for a battle for the lead. Let's go to the live call.
You have to really earn your passing. Galt trying to set up again. Down into turn 3 and 4. Galt tucks to the left side. Clay Houston trying to slam the door. And Glenn Galt must tuck in again. Now he tries it again. Right on the low side. And the battle down the front straightaway. They dive into turns 1 and 2. Glenn Galt and Clay Houston. Side by side, wheel to wheel. Down the back straightaway. Houston and Galt. They struggle and Houston holds them off.
In classic short track style fashion, Clay Houston holds off Glenn Galt. Here's the last lap of this event, and Galt now hasn't been able to put the pressure he had through the earlier parts in the midway points. And the Unimart's #1 Lumina body Port City chassis machine takes the checkered in its 25th anniversary celebration for the John Auto Parts Pure Later Late Models. How about Steve Pellis back with a 4th place finish on the pavement, and Charlie Cragen only to muster up a top 5 after winning so much already this year.
There's Clayton Victory Lane with a special glass plate commemorative designed by Coleman Jewelers for this 25th anniversary. Let's take a race break now and meet Dr. Mike, the part huckster.
This race break is brought to you by AC Delco. AC Delco powers the winners.
Welcome to the infield at Jennerstown Speedway. For the race driver, there are a lot of things that they may need throughout the evening in their adventure on the racing surface. And thanks to the folks at Castle Racing Center out of Connellsville, we can show some of those items. Hey, what would a race driver be without some goggles? Yeah, I can see now. What else we got here? Throttle return springs. You don't want to be plastered against the wall. Need a trowel to get your race car off. If you do, whack, whack, whack. They don't call it that in this industry. It's 200 mile an hour, not duct tape. Race drivers need fireproof gloves. Changing spark plugs, it's hot. Workman's gloves. We've got belts. We've got gaskets. We've got suspension components as well. How about an upper A-arm for your race car? Padding for the steering wheel. What would it be without this and this to take the times? Tire gauges, we've got those. We've got a chassis sheet that'll show you how to set up all of your race car. How about some roll bar padding? What about a drive shaft? What about this hot, hot, hot pink window net? Oh, even this race car seat. Yeah, we've got it all, Jennerstown.
This race break has been brought to you by AC Delco. AC Delco powers the winners.
Where there's smoke, there's fire. The surefire performance of AC Delco. We don't just race, we win.
Saturday, 7 p.m., it's the 6th annual Chevy Value Leaders 200 with the NASCAR Busch Grand National North Series at Jennerstown Speedway. Watch them burn up the asphalt with 200 laps of fender-scraping excitement and drama-filled pit stop action. There'll also be a complete program for the John Auto Parts Pure Later late models, AC Delco Pro stocks, Valvoline Street stocks, and Steel Pure stocks. On Saturday, gates open at 3, qualifying events at 5:30, and racing at 7 p.m. with the 6th annual Chevy Value Leaders 200 for the NASCAR Busch Grand National North Series, plus a complete Winston Racing Series weekly program at Jennerstown Speedway.
Believe it or not, you can get a Pizza Hut pizza free. Just purchase any large Pizza Hut specialty pizza at regular price and get a medium pepperoni pizza free. It's our unbelievable pepperoni pizza deal. Have any large specialty pizza delivered, including our new and improved pepperoni lovers or meat lovers pizzas with 25% more meat toppings and get a medium pepperoni pizza free. Sound unbelievable? Call Pizza Hut Delivery now for your free medium pepperoni pizza, because eating is believing.
Welcome back. AC Delco Pro Stocks out on the racing surface. Steve, before we go into highlighting this feature or event, we're going to go back. Here it is, this heat race action earlier in the evening. Watch the 15 of Kerry Tadera and a 25 machine right there of Bill Krause. They're trading sheet metal, and then all of a sudden, it gets too intense. Tadera hits the outside retaining wall and collects it into turn 1. And the 70 Gift Pat makes light contact with Krause's 25. They're okay, but Tadera out for the evening.
And everybody else who did manage to line up for the AC Delco Pro Stock feature events. We were taking a look at Tim Spisak and Tony Hirsch on the front row. But back behind them in rows 5 and 6, Brad Smales and Jeff Dunmeyer, two names who have been rather assertive this year in Pro Stocks.
Very similar in appearance, these machines are to our John Auto Parts Pure Later late model division, but the AC Delco Pro Stocks essentially the same racing machine, except they don't have that thoroughbred racing engine under the hood. It is a street stock type power plant. As the field comes up to speed, a lot of talent in the middle of this field, but right now it's the low-budgeted man, Timothy Spisak, out there from Johnstown with the lead.
And speaking of the middle of the field, Mike, as we go into turns 3 and 4 and come down the front straight, we're going to bring your attention to the powder blue number 07 of Jeff Dunmeyer and the red number 68 of Bradley Cole, who are going to make contact going into turn 1 right there. And they wind up leapfrogging each other, so we're going to go to an immediate restart.
Race procedure sees single file restarts after 1 lap is completed, so we've got that one in the books. And it's Timothy Spisak on the point as the field shuffles in, getting ready to go up to green flag racing. There is Dunmeyer and Bradley Cole's car, both damaged, perhaps more on the cosmetic side than anything else as they continue the race.
And Tim Spisak brings the field up to speed down the front straight. But Kelly Shawless from Somerset, the number 77, a brand new car, by the way, immediately challenges Spisak for the lead, heading down the back straight. He gets position and takes the lead from the welder from Johnstown.
Shawless is a sophomore pilot in the AC Delco Pro Stocks, and that's a Dillon chassis car that he's debuting this evening as his new ride.
And now that we've settled the leader, we have an immediate battle for third place as Bob Arsenberger slides under Tony Hirsch on the back straight, and Hirsch has more company.
Top 5 position battles keep intensifying as Randy Pope goes to the low side of Hirsch and Brad Smales in a 41 trying to battle it out. Now we jump ahead to lap 7. Watch what happens here, Steve. We'll go to the front straight camera. Here we are. In the back of the field, coming out of turn 4, Jerry Wisner in the white 84 and Bradley Cole get together there, and the repercussions, Vince Randisi climbing up over the top of another automobile. A multi-car crash brings on an immediate yellow right on the front straight.
Vince Randisi with nowhere to go on the outside retaining wall leapfrogs over Doug Olson, the number 8 car. Here you can see on the front straight also the number 7, Chris Waltball, down by the inside front retaining wall. And let's take another look at it, Mike.
Watch the top of your screen from Wisner in the white car to get sideways with Bradley Cole, and then here comes Randisi, nowhere to go. He continues over top of Olson's automobile. Gibb Pat was also involved with this in the red number 70 down in the inside. There's his car in the background.
A number of cars, Mike, had to be taken off the track on the hook, so to speak, including the number 68 of Brad Cole that we see here. With the skin peeled away, you can see the roll cages designed to protect the driver, along with the steel plating on top of the roll cage, which protects the driver from any debris piercing him.
We'll move on and pick up green flag racing action in the battle for the lead on lap 10. It's still Kelly Shawless out front and the 26 of Rapid Robert Arsenberger holding on to second. But here comes Brad Smales. He tries the middle, cannot do it, but Rapid Robert pulls it off on the low side.
Always tight racing on the short ovals, Mike. Ooh, look at that. Bradley Smales doing a little bumper knocking with Kelly Shawless as they go down the back straight. And it's Smales says, yes, I'm going to make the pass. And as they head into turns 3 and 4, he does just that.
Smales has been a man to reckon with here at Jennerstown early in the season. Now we'll move ahead right here to the lead battle on lap 14. Brad wastes no time in closing right up on the Mill Run Pennsylvania pilot, Bob Arsenberger, and down the back straight, he dives to that low line, and he's able to pull it off here in turns 3 and 4.
In the lead, Bradley Smales in the number 41 from Lehman, Pennsylvania. Let's jump to the last lap here. Bradley Smales with 9 years racing experience on the pavement, including running here at Jennerstown in Busch Grand National Action, comes down the front straight to take the checkered flag again at Jennerstown this year.
Hey, look at the top 5 in the AC Delco Pro Stocks. Jeff Dumar making it all the way back up to 5th place position. Denny Winger with an impressive run, finishing 3rd.
And Brad Smales in victory lane alongside the man in the 10-gallon hat, the patriarch of Jennerstown Speedway, Piney Lasky, celebrating the 25th anniversary.
Next up on today's show, the 20-lap circuit main for the Valvoline Street Stocks. Few competitors couldn't join this field because of heat race mishaps. We're going to review that right now. The first one coming up, there it is, into the outside retaining wall in turn 3 and 4 for the 25 of Ron Coral. It was a tough break for him as he really had heavy damage down on the mobile. Here's another one. Look at this. Larry Saylor and Mark Berkey in the 88 and 73 respectively getting into the wall. We have a better shot of that from the turn 3 camera. Here it is again. The 73 of Berkey, and right there the 88 leapfrogging over him is Saylor, and Saylor with hard impact into the outside retaining wall.
And Mike, I didn't notice it before, but he actually broke the axle on impact.
Fortunately, no one was injured in any of those mishaps. These 3,400-pound cars can really take a shot. There's a look at the top 3 rows.
Alan Angelicchio and Dwayne Steiner in the front row, and back a bit in the pack, 2 hot runners. We have Mike Henninger and Brian Audie in the 5th row.
Wasting no time, jumping right into the lead is the Outdoor Specialties Tasco 55 of the Wildman, Alan Angelicchio. And look at the 30 of Satoski. He dives under the 44 of Dwayne Steiner as they work out of turn 2. It's all Angelicchio down the back straight.
Jack Satoski and Dwayne Steiner running number 2 and 3, trying to put some pressure on Angelicchio. And there we have John Komarinsky diving low on the inside. It looks as though he's got some problems coming down the front straight, a puff of smoke, and he's losing speed, Mike.
The Rock and Dirt Drilling Rolling Rock, Monte Carlo of Greensburg, Pennsylvania. John Komarinsky will head to the infield as we move on to lap 4. This is a battle for the lead. Jack Satoski getting anxious, works the low side of Angelicchio's automobile, and look at this drag race. Behind him is Jeff Stewart watching this fight in the Super Sport Car 92 machine.
An intense battle for the lead position, Mike, with Satoski and Angelicchio duking it out up front, and Jeff Stewart playing peekaboo back there, just looking for his opportunity to wedge through.
Both of these top 2 runners are Steel Pure Stock graduates, and it's Satoski with the low line able to break through with the point position.
And as he does, Mike, look at Jeff Stewart applying the pressure on Angelicchio for the bridesmaid's position. And as we jump ahead a bit farther into the event, we find a good battle shaping up for the number 3 spot between the number 3 of Dave Wilt and the Power 92 car of Jeff Stewart.
Other competitors are joining in this intense battle. Let's take it right into the live call.
Out of turn 4 up front goes Stewart, and down to the low side goes Wilt. Stewart trying to make the move on Angelicchio. Satoski has stretched out the lead. Jeff Stewart says it's time to pull out the buggy whip and hit those horses under the hood. Begins to try to contend with this bridesmaid position in turns 3 and 4. The Super Sport Power 92 machine out of turn 4. The cross flags halfway down to this event.
Mike, it's a battle so intense you could take a single blanket and throw it over 5 cars, all battling for the number 2 spot as they head down the back straight.
And the former Jennerstown track official, Jeff Stewart, takes over the 2nd place spot. Steve, look at this battle for 3rd. The Haas is Steak and Seahawks number 3 of Dave Wilt on the outside, trying to do it, and sneaking up behind him is Mike Heminger, almost making a sandwich job there on the front straight. Heminger in a North Star Equipment 72 dirt tracks that automobile as he continues to struggle now for 4th place as Wilt has taken over 3rd.
And Mike Heminger continues his charge toward the front of the pack. We're going to take this to late in the event. Here's Mike Heminger right on the rear bumper of Jack Satoski, and things get intense.
Oh, lap traffic, and it's time to knock on the door. Heminger plays the salesman, and Satoski, oh, look at this, down a front straightaway, 3 wide with lap traffic in the middle. Heminger tries to pull the move. He cannot do it, and he pays for it with a side job. Will have to recollect his efforts. How about that one, race fans?
It's not over yet for Jack Satoski. Here's the last lap, and Mike Heminger making the challenge. It's work going right into that live call.
1 lap remaining. Oh, Heminger goes to the low line. Here's the battle for the lead. They dive into turns 1 and 2. Satoski up high. Heminger, oh, look out. Oh, Heminger gets crossed up. Oh, he holds onto the car, but Satoski hangs on to the lead.
Heminger actually had all 4 wheels of the race car off the banking, but he's able to hang on to the car. He does drop 3 positions, however, back to 5th. Coming down the front straight, here he is, Jack Satoski, with his first ever career victory on pavement.
Steve, and looking over the finish, we see Jeff Stewart matching a career-high performance here at Jennerstown in a bridesmaid spot.
And as we go to the photo session in victory lane alongside Jack Satoski and Piney Lasky, Barnside Elmer, Jennerstown, and Robin Johnson News Motorsports. We'll be right back.
Mark and my relationship goes way past business. I'm sure in a previous life he and I were twin brothers. Throughout the race, the driver and crew chief communicate. The driver complains about the car or brags about the car. It's the crew chief's job on pit stops to make whatever fixes he can to help the driver's predicament. Everyone has about the same access to equipment and technology, but the people who rub on it the most and think the most of it and think about it the most will end up winning the race.
Saturday, 7 p.m., it's the 6th annual Chevy Value Leaders 200 with the NASCAR Busch Grand National North Series at Jennerstown Speedway. Watch them burn up the asphalt with 200 laps of fender-scraping excitement and drama-filled pit stop action. There'll also be a complete program for the John Auto Parts Pure Later Late Models, AC Delco Pro Stocks, Valvoline Street Stocks, and Steel Pure Stocks. On Saturday, gates open at 3, qualifying events at 5:30, and racing at 7 p.m. with the 6th annual Chevy Value Leaders 200 for the NASCAR Busch Grand National North Series, plus a complete Winston Racing Series weekly program at Jennerstown Speedway.
There's lots of great reasons to get your auto parts at Giant Auto Parts. Huge selection, friendly, knowledgeable service,
Hi, may I help you?
and everyday low prices. But here's the best part. Giant has the best parts. Giant carries a full line of quality Purolator oil and air filters for almost any car, foreign or domestic, at great everyday low prices. So get to the best part at Giant Auto Parts. There's a Giant Auto Parts near you.
Welcome back. The Steel Pure Stocks on the racing surface for the final event of this 25th annual celebration at Jennerstown. There's a look at the top 3 rows.
And we see Tim Stump on the pole, along with Chris Kokenauer, also with the front row. You know, Mike, in this division, things get interesting real early, and that's no lie. Let's go to the live call and find out.
Racing, and we open up the refrigerator before they cross the black stand at the sandwich jump. Down the front straightaway, into turns 1 and 2. Oh, hold on to your seat and grab your neighbor as well, because it is a traffic jam down the back straightaway. So, look out! We're almost near the outside retaining wall. Somebody open up the gates to Westmoreland County. Here we go in 3 and 4. Jimmy Bickerstaff Jr. in the middle of the field, trying to make it through.
Look at that one, Steve. Chris Kokenauer, rookie in the Steel Pure Stock division, takes over the point spot. And we've got 15 circuits to go here, so he wastes no time in doing that. Tim Stump, dirt tracking the automobile, that 65 Chevelle, numbered 65 because of the year.
And what's really interesting here, Mike, is our top 3 runners are all rookies. Not only rookies in this division, but rookies to racing on asphalt. Chris Kokenauer, Tim Stump, and James Friedline in 1, 2, and 3 spot. And look at the heat behind them.
That struggles for the 4th place position with Durkis outside of Brian Thomas. And look at this out of turn 2, down the back straight. Kokenauer and that Monte Carlo continues hanging on to the lead with all kinds of automobiles in the middle of the pack trying to move up some of the hot shoes in this division.
I know any of the 3 fellows running up front, rookies, would love to be able to win tonight in front of the sellout crowd. And as we move ahead to the latter third of this 15-lap event, look who's still in the lead, Mike. It's Chris Kokenauer, and he's actually stretched it out a bit.
Well, he's one story in this race, Steve, but also another story is that orange and black 76. That's Larry Lee Heminger moving up through the field, much like his son was doing in the Valvoline Street Stock race earlier this evening. And he's trying the low side of Jennerstown, Pennsylvania's James Friedline. And look who's coming to the outside of Heminger's automobile. The flying sign painter from Greensburg and the High-Tech Hobbies #1, Dave Burnell. And directly behind him is Rick Sheeler in his 74.
Mike, you know, those rookies up front really have to be feeling some pressure because they know not too far behind is all that experience. 3 guys that have found victory lane.
Down the back straight, I'm beginning to wonder if Chris Kokenauer's torn the rear view mirror out of his car and said, to heck with what's behind me, I'm just tromping to the checkered, as he's beginning to stretch out this position over the rest of the field.
He actually looks as though he's running hot laps or practice laps out there, Mike. He's like there's no pressure on him. Actually, because most of the pressure is way behind him, running into the number 2 and 3 spots.
You know, Steve, I bet you could give a hearing test to a driver in the lead late in the event like we have with Chris Kokenauer, and he would hear better than he's ever heard in his life, because right now he's probably hearing a million things falling off that car, hoping it stays together. We move to the last lap for this big guy behind the wheel, the 18, and he dirt tracks the automobile, and I bet you his heart is pumping as fast as that engine's revving. As he comes out of turn 4, he will pick up a career first win in only his 4th outing ever behind the wheel of a racing machine, but, ooh!
Rick Sheeler hits the front wall. Could this be deja vu, Mike? Didn't this happen earlier this year?
I think so. He coughs up a tire and everybody misses it. Rick's okay, and he's able to get out of the Marcy's Hair Salon 74 machine. And we're going to go to the top 5. There it is. Chris Kokenauer with a career first feature win. An impressive run for Tim Stump in 2nd. Larry Lee Heminger all the way up to 3rd.
Dave Brunel finishing fourth, and rookie James Friedline in fifth. And here's Chris Kokenauer in victory lane. Mike will be back with the final word right after this.
Just because steel builds some of the most dependable chainsaws in the world, a lot of people think that's all we do. But all across the country, from the firehouse to the farmhouse, from ballparks to backyards, more and more homeowners and professionals have discovered that steel power tools stand out in any field. Visit your local steel dealer today and find out why. You may be in for a powerful surprise. If you depend on power tools, depend on steel.
Al Unser Jr. knows the corkscrew at Laguna Seca with his eyes closed. Fortunate, considering it's a blind turn. Mark Martin knows if he lets someone cross his wake at 200 miles per hour, his car may be doing the lambada. And Joe Amato knows that at 296 miles per hour, he must pull his chute at precisely the right moment to keep from becoming an astronaut. Apparently, it is what you know.
Where there's smoke, there's fire. The surefire performance of AC Delco. We don't just race, we win.
That concludes racing for this week. We now have Jennerstown Speedway reserve seat $2 discount coupons that are redeemable at all race events up to September 19th at participating Giant Auto Parts stores. Your place for the best parts, where you find Purolator products, the first name in oil filters. You'll also find them at participating Keystone Steel dealers, Steel, the world's largest chainsaw manufacturer, and at participating Western Pennsylvania Auto Parts stores, where you find quality AC Delco parts. AC Delco powers the winners. Also at participating Western Pennsylvania Pizza Hut locations. Hit the hut now for a free medium pepperoni pizza with the purchase of a large specialty pizza. And finally, at participating Valvoline instant oil changes, Napa Auto Parts stores, and Western Pennsylvania Auto Parts stores, where you find Valvoline motor oil. People who know use Valvoline. Our upcoming 6th annual Chevy Value Leaders 200 for the NASCAR Busch Grand National North Series on June 13th will be your opportunity to receive discount coupons from now till race day by taking a test drive at Ziegler Chevrolet in Claysburg and Thomas Chevrolet in Bedford. And don't forget to stop into both dealers on Thursday, June 11th to see the Jennerstown Speedway NASCAR Busch Grand National North displays. Our friends at Blockbuster Video will present the July 4th Twin 35s for the Giant Auto Parts Purolator late models, and they invite you to stop in to participating Western Pennsylvania Blockbuster Video locations to obtain your Jennerstown Speedway buy one get one free $14 ticket value coupon for their